talk. Y'all know I'm gonna talk that cash-ish today. Y'all know what it is. So this the first video. Well, I did a live last night after the fight. We went to Dave and Buster's and shit. Me and a couple of my homies. We had a good time up in there too. It was 20 for a cover charge. I know Town told me he was out there in Cali, and it was 10. I really wasn't tripping. And man, dude, I really didn't even get to really grind in that fight because, or talk how I wanted to talk last night, because I had another move to shoot. I was gonna just do a video and shit like that, but I blessed y'all with a little 30-minute live stream. But today I'm gonna have Henry, Kobe, Chris come on. Anybody else that's welcome to come on, y'all can. Even Errol Spence fans, y'all know minimum foul language, all that. Try to keep that to a minimum and try not to speak over each other, whatever. But that's probably gonna be around like 6 or 7 or whatever. But yeah, man, I'm gonna give my final thoughts just on the fight itself, man. And you know what I seen in the first round. Errol, you know, we had a debate at my table about who won that first round. I think most of us agreed that it was different. One of the other guys thought it was he basically was telling me that it was Errol, and I can see that though. I felt that, you know, Terence Crawford had landed I felt that Terence Crawford a couple jabs, he landed a couple clean jabs, and then he landed a clean, you know, like a clean little combination at the end of the round. But Errol kind of did control that round with his strong left jab, and he had caught Crawford on the ropes with a good combination up top into the body, I believe it was. So yeah, you know, and I can see why he felt that way, because he kind of, you know, showed ring generalship and kind of dictated the round or whatever. But I felt that Crawford had landed the cleaner, effective shots. But then again, you can call it even. It was a close round. But after that, it was downhill. Crawford dropped him in the second, I believe it was. And I called that. I called it. You can ask anybody in the restaurant. I called it. I seen right before he did that, I said, man, he leaning over and he opened for the left hand over the top. I said that. And as soon as I said that, he landed, I think it was a left hand over the top. And what people realized last night was Terence Crawford is a real two-handed puncher. And he outboxed the southpaw, but I say that for the end. He's a real two-handed puncher. You know, he dropped him with that left hand. You know, and it was a nice combination, and you know, it didn't look like Errol Spence was quite prepared for the combination punching for Terence Crawford. And I knew when he said that, I just got to we working on my defense being cleaner. You know, we're working on the defense, being tighter with the defense, keeping my chin down. I kind of knew when he said that, he knew he was in some sort of trouble. When he said that, I knew he kind of knew he was in some sort of trouble, bro, because I'm saying all of a sudden, because I see the mistakes that he make. I told y'all the mistakes that he make, and I did not lie. He squares up a lot. And he can be counterpunching, or Dennis Ugas showed that, Sean Porter showed that, and he don't have a really good looping shot. He don't have a really good hook. But I'm gonna tell you some things he did in there pretty good in a second. But he don't really have a good looping shot, like a hook. And Terence Crawford knew that. He knew it. And Errol Spence, you can't break bad habits in one training camp, especially coming off a 13, 14-month layoff. You can't just break those bad habits. I hate to break it to people, but you just can't break those bad habits. You can't. Them bad habits that he has, as far as not bringing his hands back home. You know, as far as, you know, keeping his lead hand too low. All those was exposed last night. If you caught my IG Live, which it still might be up on Instagram, I broke down the fight. I showed y'all that. I showed everything I exactly spoke on. It's exactly what happened in the fight. I thought Errol Spence was going to do a better job than what he did. I thought he was going to make it more competitive, but he didn't. And that knockdown was a product of defensive, not being defensive responsible, or his lack of defensive responsibility, I must say. And he was not prepared for the counterpunching. He used to guys throwing 1 or 2 shots. He used to being able to dip, and he got in there with a real precise sharpshooter. He got in there with a real precise sharpshooter. That's exactly what happened. The precision that Terence Crawford had last night was like unfucking real. And on that combination punch, the precision was on display. The precision was on full display. And also for him, the combination punches is something that he had never seen before. It's something that Terence Crawford had never seen. He had never seen counter punching like that. I mean, combination. I mean, Crawford got just a dangerous skill set. He really do. Combination punching, counter punching, power punching, and speed. So think about that for a minute. And speed. You put that all together. Hey. And then when we continue to go through the fight, he took Errol jab away. Now you can out jab him, you know, or you can try to counter that jab. And he did counter his lead hand being low. He did counter his lead hand being low. But, you know, that next round, Errol came out in the third round. He came out in beast mode. He started blitzing Terence Crawford. And the thing what helped Crawford deal with that pressure is composure. Crawford defense was on point. He was in the half guard or the Philly shell. He's picking shots off. Sometimes he went in the high guard. He shelled up. He moved his head. But in that third, what really turned the fight? The flash knockdown in the second didn't turn the fight. What really turned the fight, in my opinion, when Errol came out in the third round in beast mode, and I think Crawford hit him with a left. I think he hit him with a left hand to the, maybe a left hook to the body, right on the side, like maybe right on the side. He hit him with a left hand to the body on the side, and it stopped everything for Errol Spence. That was the turning point in the fight. That stopped everything. That stopped Errol Spence in his track. And when he hit Errol Spence with that body shot, it wasn't the point of no return for Errol Spence. It was just a matter of time. It was just a matter of time. His precision to the body, his precision to the head. With that body shot in the third round, when Errol Spence came out with the heat, and credit to the Terence Crawford defense, because Errol Spence hit him with a hell of a left hand. He landed a hell of a left hand coming out in the third round. And Crawford defense got good, and Crawford seen the opening about the middle of the round, because Errol dominated the first half of that third round. But Crawford hit him with a left hook to the body. It was a left body punch, I think it was. And it stopped Errol Spence in his track. And ever since then, it was downhill. It was precision. One of them knockdowns, he got him on the ropes. And I told, once again, this is all things that I noticed. When y'all talking about he fundamental, he technical, he's not. He's just vanilla. He's just basic. When he dropped him on that knockdown on the rope, and Showtime, go to their Instagram page, they got another angle of that knockdown when he got him on the ropes. I forget what round it was. But when he got him on the ropes, Errol Spence sits like this while he punch him to the body. So he hang his head off, and he don't move his head off the line. He hang his head when he go to the body like this. All his weight is over his front foot when he going to the body. That's why I told y'all he can't fight on the inside. People say I was hating, but I provided visual evidence on Instagram. He hanging his head over the body, and Crawford hit him with a counter uppercut and dropped him. I told everybody seen that punch coming though, because you can't hang your head over the inside. You know, you can't hang your head over the inside. You just can't do it. And he got caught with an uppercut, and ever since then, Crawford carried him a minute, dog. He even checked on him somebody brought it up. Somebody checked on him at the 7th round. And Crawford kind of eased up on him. I told y'all it was a rumor that Terence Crawford eased up on Sean Porter. Yeah, it was a rumor that he eased up on Sean Porter, because they was boys. And he ripped up. Hey, He was ripping Errol to the body. He was just playing with Errol, dog. At first, I thought he was pacing himself a little bit. But no, he was just fucking with Errol. He was carrying him. He was just, you know, it wasn't even like he was carrying him just to abuse him and step off and abuse him. And his precision was just, you could just tell the difference. His precision, his accuracy, well, that same thing. His power. I told people I wasn't going back and forth with nobody, bruh. I was not going back and forth with nobody on this fight. It just didn't make no sense. You know what Corey Holcomb say? He said, I'm not arguing with a man in the dress. He's insane. That's insanity. I wasn't arguing. People want to tag me and say shit, dog. The time we're talking was done. Terence Crawford, precision, his counter punching, his brain, it was too much. And he won up in Newey. I didn't think it was going to be possible. But I will say this about Errol Spence. He went out on his shield. He went out on his shield. He went out on his shield. That man went out on his shield. He didn't look he bounced right back up. He wasn't about to quit. He went out on his shield. He took the punches. But it wasn't that he didn't have a chin. That wasn't it. He couldn't see the punches coming, bruh. He made too many mistakes. So when you fight guys like Sean Porter can't punch because Sean Porter don't get leverage. If Sean Porter set down his shots, he wouldn't be Sean Porter. He'd be a different fighter. So let me say that. His skill set is just maneuvering and finding angles and hitting you from angles and you not being able to take his athletic pressure. But he hadn't fought nobody with the combination punching of Terence Crawford or just the skill set. But particularly the combination punches and the counter punching, he couldn't see it. That was more important than the speed. He couldn't see the punches. That's when you know you got a great chin, or you can take punches that you can't see. But not saying he didn't have a great chin, because he was getting hit with 2 or 3 clean shots. And Crawford wasn't even like really trying to hurt him. Like, it was just he just naturally heavy-handed. He was naturally heavy-handed. And at the end of the fight, that was a good stoppage by Harvey Dock. Because Terence Crawford, I think he could have. That first knockdown was a flash. The uppercut, it hurt him, but it was more of a flash. But that last time he was about to get his ass up out of there, right after that last knockdown, he was about to get him up out of there. He was gonna hurt that boy. And I'm just wondering, like, with Derek throwing the towel, they like, oh no, Derek ain't gonna throw. I was Daddy in the corner. Daddy ain't throwing the towel. And he a real warrior though. He did some hoe ass shit leading up to this fight though, and I ain't gonna never not say that what they did wasn't no hoe ass shit to another brother. I'm never gonna say that. Trolling him, slander his name, talking shit about him, and then talking about his coaches when they try to protect the man's name. And I know it's all in gamesmanship. Top ranked Toby, I'm gonna break him like Kunta Kent. All that foul ass shit he said. All Crawford did was ball it up. The disrespect, not being listed as a champion on their screen, not being shown at the Wilder Fury first fight, but showing Munguia and Triple G. Trying to freeze that nigga out. He finessed him with BLK Prime. You know? All he did was just ball that shit up, use it for motivation, and the biggest fight of his career, you know, they said David Avanesian was a tougher fight and gave him a better fight. Actually, absolutely he did, but different Terence Crawford. Crawford was trying to get rounds in with Avanesian. And his fight wasn't close. And I felt like if he really wanted to step on the gas even harder, he could have. And what's so funny is, the room that I was in at Dave & Buster's, the majority of people was Errol Spence fan until Terence Crawford walked out with Eminem. But at the end of the day, Terence Crawford earned his respect. Terence Crawford earned his respect, y'all. Because at the end of the day, everybody said that's a bad motherfucker in that room. Everybody said the same thing. That's a bad boy. That's a bad boy. That's a bad man. Precision. But all that shit he talked, he had to eat it, bro. And that's one thing, you know, as a trash talker, you know it's a high possibility that you got to eat it, and he ate it. Praise to Errol Spence, he ate it. He ain't made no excuses from what I said. I haven't seen none of the press conference and shit. I'm gonna listen to that while I'm at the gym. But he ate it, bro. He sat there, and I hate when they interview guys after they got knocked out. But he ate it. He ate it. So credit to him. He ate that shit. You know, but we just, you know, speak on some more stuff. Appreciate y'all. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, subscribe buttons, the bell icon button, hit the welterweight boxing talk playlist, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the link tree. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, a bunch of other places. And I'm gonna try to put that kick link in there before I go live tonight. So around 6 or 7 I might go live, maybe a little bit earlier. Peace.